certainly.
Chris Cash Show.
Chris Cash Podcast.
It's Friday, December 9, 2016.
Yes, it is. If we have new listeners like Rich Gotham, awesome.
Oh, yeah. Rich, if you're listening, glad you're listening. Glad you're tuning in. Come on the show anytime you like.
Even though realistically what Scotty and I were talking about, what probably happened was he took your business card and threw it away.
Nah, we don't know that.
No, I know. We were joking.
What
trash bin did he throw it in?
Yeah,
Probably the one inside the room we were talking to him in.
You know what? We have fun on this show. So, I mean, we can joke about it. To our loyal listeners, that being like Tyler, Ray, Buddy, like maybe Jason, I have no idea.
There's 7 of you.
We're fresh from the TD Garden. Celtics lost to the Toronto Raptors 101-94 tonight.
Full disclosure, we didn't stay for the whole game.
We left.
We left to pick up my fries.
Here's the thing. For those who go to the TD Garden consistently, they have those live auctions like during the game. So what happens is before the game, you can start bidding on.
I felt like there was a lot of good stuff today.
There was. You can start bidding on sports artifacts. From Boston Sports. Like there was a Russell Bird signed thing. There was a Malcolm Butler interception signed thing. That picture signed.
Yeah.
So
the Butler interception signed thing.
Yeah, there were a lot of good things.
Nice Gronk, the one where he's doing the touchdown where he's going backwards.
Where I thought he broke his neck.
Yeah.
And I was so terrified. Dude, his neck landed at like a weird angle that night.
Yeah, I thought he was dead.
Yeah, and they got right up and spiked the ball. But there was an artifact that caught Chris's eye here. It was a basketball, an NBA authentic basketball signed by
none other than the 60-year-old.
Oh yeah, happy birthday, Larry! I know you listen every week.
But Larry Bird and
Magic Johnson.
Well, Magic signed a Hall of Fame 02, by the way. Bird didn't put Hall of Fame.
No, it's Hall of Fame 06 or something.
Oh, it's 02.
Is it 02? Hold on.
Yeah, it's 02.
Oh, it is 02.
Yeah.
Yeah. Larry's like, everyone knows him in the Hall of Fame. I don't got to put the year.
But beautiful signed ball. Cost me $375. That's not bad.
That's a steal.
I thought
it
so
really
too.
is. Yeah, and I
wanted to get the Larry Russell thing, but I had just bought this for $375.
Yeah, Maura would have thrown you out on your ass.
Well, she wouldn't care.
Yeah, she would have cared. She would have been like, Anthony can't eat.
But I explained to her.
Got mouths to feed.
I would have fed him anyways. He's good. Relax.
Here, eat this picture. No, but
eat this Larry Bird signed ball.
Rich Gotham doesn't want to hear this if he actually is listening. But I told Chris the reason he got that ball for $375 is because probably 15,000+ of the people there don't know who Larry Bird and Magic Johnson are.
Oh, I completely agreed. So, and Scotty was funny. He's like, "Hey, think if you touch the ball you get AIDS?" I was like,
"Oh,
well, I don't know, Scotty, but I'm probably get incredible shooting and passing ability if I touch the ball, so it might be a worthy trade-off." You know what I mean?
Dude, Magic's gonna be mad at us for saying that.
Oh yeah, because he listens.
Remember the Magic Hour?
Yeah,
that was a great show. It was great because it was so horrible. Like there was one episode where like Gerald Wilkins was on, not Dominique Wilkins, Gerald Wilkins, his brother, like the one who the not good one. So Magic was like, this was the segment. I'll break it down for you. So Magic was like, "Hey Gerald, what's going on, man?" "Oh, nothing much." They showed some of Dominique's like dunks. They're like, "Oh wow, oh look at that one. Oh, okay. We're gonna take a break. We'll be right back." So
Magic's an idiot. I'm sorry.
It was a great show though.
He's an idiot.
And there was a.
I shouldn't say he's an idiot. He's just horrible.
There was a part in that show where like someone came on to like bake brownies or something.
To bake brownies.
And like Magic was like touching them, and my boy Peter was over, and with me and my brother, it was like, yeah, like everyone's gonna get like not gonna eat those because they're afraid they're gonna get HIV by eating.
Back then they probably wouldn't. You know what I mean?
Well, this is like 1998, so like back then, like yeah, like that probably was.
Yeah, like nowadays people joke around like, "Ooh, we're gonna get AIDS." It's like, but back then you were like, "Oh, I don't know if I want to be in the same room with this person. I could get AIDS."
Yeah, but basically now,
and it was serious.
Basically now with HIV, it's like the common cold is like more deadly than AIDS now.
It was like how Scotty and I at the game saw someone who we couldn't figure out if it was a man or a woman.
It was Rick James.
And I guessed man and Scotty guessed woman until I proved to Scotty that the person had a beard.
Tyler still thinks it was a chick.
No, they weren't real skinny jeans with like huge boots. No, he said, dude. Jason thought it was a chick, manly chick, but he said, dude, I don't really care what the person was.
No, but Tyler said something about her shoes. Or he, she, it, whatever it is.
Yeah, but nowadays it's almost like faux pas to do things like that. But back in the day, that would have been, everyone would have been doing that.
Probably.
Yeah, truthfully. But that's neither here nor there.
By the way, and I do have potato chips in my mouth. I do want to thank Rich Gotham and the Boston Celtics for being generous hosts tonight. It was a good learning experience, but now we're going to get to the game. So,
Kyle Lowry killed us.
Celtics stand at 13, painfully mediocre 13-10 on the year.
It was the most boring game I watched, and it's not because the game itself was boring. It's just our team sucks.
No,
I don't mean real sucks.
They don't suck.
Right, I don't mean real sucks. I mean, we're just stuck in mediocrity. We're in the morass of mediocrity, and it's not fun because we're not going to get better.
And you know what the thing is?
And we're not going to get the picks we need, and Jaylen Brown's probably not going to be the star. We didn't sign KD, and blah, 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 blah. There's almost no hope. We probably have 4 or 5 years of mediocrity, then we're going to suck for a bit, and then maybe we'll rebuild after that.
And you know what? And
I'm not trying to pick on what the Celtics have done. It's just,
well,
Brad Stevens was a coach.
Rich Gotham alluded to this earlier, and he's right, and I can't disagree with it. Yeah, you want to build a competitive team,
so you can make money as a business.
But it's also a business. You can't expect to bang out the joint every night
if you're just tanking.
Right.
For 3 years, 5 years.
Look at the Philadelphia 76ers. They went 10-72 last year.
And like he said, it's kind of a voracious cycle where realistically you build a competitive team, and then you bang out the joint and make tons of money, and then you reinvest that money into the team and get a better team.
Right.
Now, if they had gone Kevin Durant, they'd be fine. They would. I know you're like, oh, they'd be they'd be the best team, just up there with the Cavaliers.
They'd be a top 3 team in the East.
No, they'd be a top 2 team in the East.
Are you really sure even with Durant they'd be better than Toronto?
With Durant, Horford, and IT, yes. And Crowder in this conference, yes, 100%.
Crowder been disappointing. We were talking about this.
Crowder's getting worse somehow. Lowry's good. DeRozan's good. Durant's way better than both. So I'm going to be realistic with you. If we had Durant, we'd be A-okay.
But they don't.
Horford's been playing well.
Horford's fine. He's the best player on the team.
Yeah.
People don't want to hear that with the people who love Isaiah. That's fine. Al Horford's the best player in the Boston Celtics.
Isaiah's just the best scorer.
Right.
Which, I'm not trying to just say he's a bad player or just what he does or take away from scoring. Obviously, scoring's highly important.
So I was saying to you during the game, as we were watching it in the first half, they're up 3 after 1. They were up 8 at the half, and they stretched it to 13 in the third. And I turned to you and I'm saying, they shouldn't be beating this team by 13 right now without Isaiah. But then it almost felt like Toronto was just kind of sleepwalking the first, 27, 28, 29 minutes, and then they kind of just turned it on. Outscored them 33-18 in the third, and then just kind of ran away with it. I think Lowry, we got the box score up here. Lowry had 34 on 9 of 18 shooting. Shot 13 foul shot, dude. 12 of 13 from the line. But I don't know what the rebound numbers are. Toronto had 50.
Toronto had 50. The Celtics had 46.
Okay, that's actually closer than I expected. But it's very seldom a night do you see where the Celtics aren't
Celtics shot 37% from the field.
What were they from 3? Because they shoot a ton of threes.
40%.
All right, they were 17.
They were better from 3 than they were from inside 3.
Yeah.
They can't shoot. They can't.
They were 17 to 42.
It's not a good team. They're not a bad team, like you said. They don't really suck. They're just not good.
They're not a good team. They're not a bad team. They're just.
And in the NBA, that's exactly what you really don't want to be.
It's a worse.
Until they change the rules. If we'd asked a question, that's actually the question I wanted to ask Rich Gotham. Do you think the NBA should change the rules for drafting because of tanking? Because in my perfect world, we've talked about this. I fix the draft. I give the 8 seed, the 9 seed that just misses the playoffs, and the 7 and 10 the best odds to get the number 1 pick. That way,
it's not a bad idea.
You can have a pretty good to trying team hit the lotto, and then suddenly they're up there with the big boys. You know what I mean?
It's not a bad. It also it would persuade a team not to tank.
Right.
In theory.
In theory. I mean, I know you'd be like, whoa, then you'd want to be the 8 seed. Well, first of all, you're still not guaranteed the pick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's be realistic. You might still get the number 4 pick. But you don't want to be the 8 seed because usually you're getting swept by the 1 seed in the playoffs.
Right. We've been there before, the last couple of years.
So,
I mean, it's not fun. Look, I get that they want the playoff revenue. I get all that. And Danny's plan was not all that bad. It was build a competitive team. he built the team back. He was trying to build the team backwards. What I'm going to do is I'm going to nail down spots 4 through 10, and then I'm going to try to land the big fish in free agency. He got Horford, and if he got Durant, maybe it would have worked. They still would have a. Look at
like Gotham said, that was the plan.
Even if they had signed Durant,
and they came close till they brought Kelly, and Brady was like, who the hell's this guy? What's he doing?"
that would have been my question. That would have been one of my questions. That really how it went down. But look at, even if this team had Kevin Durant along with Horford and Isaiah Thomas, they were still going to have a rebounding problem.
Yeah, but Kevin Durant helps a lot at small forward.
Last I checked, Durant doesn't grab 10 to 15.
He doesn't, but he's big enough and good enough at rebounding if he wants to.
Would he have helped on the board? Sure. But you get... They were still going to have a rebound deficiency even with him. That's my point. And that's where the Celtics are losing these games. People are talking about, like, the Celtics are supposed to be this defensive team. They're giving up 100 every night. The reason they're giving up 100 every night, they get killed on the glass, and their opposing team is getting 10 to 15
also 500 at home.
After possessions. Yeah, they're actually better on the road than they are at home.
What can you say? What can you do?
I don't know. Look at...
I mean, Jaylen Brown doesn't look like a complete stiff. Maybe he'll be okay.
Yeah, but that's the problem. They have a bunch of guys that are okay.
I know.
What did he have? 7 points and 3 rebounds in 22 minutes?
Zeller played today.
And I'm sorry.
Why isn't Gerald Green playing ever?
Because he hasn't played defense.
Okay. He's still been trying to do a pretty good play.
But neither does Isaiah. So, I mean, your guess is as good as mine. I mean, I've never been high on Gerald Green anyway, even when they drafted him. Remember back in 05, they're like, oh, they got to steal Gerald Green at 18. I mean, he was a steal. In retrospect, he wasn't. He had one good year with Phoenix.
He's a highly talented player, though.
Look at his career stats. He had one good year with Phoenix. He averaged 12 a game.
15.
Oh, 16 a game. That's what it was.
Yeah, he averaged 13 a game with New Jersey.
Look at his rebounding numbers. This guy's 6'7". Look at his rebounding.
So he's averaged, 10 points a game for his career, Scotty.
No, dude, I'm not calling him a stiff, but he's not like this great player.
He also barely plays. Play 40 minutes a game, he'd probably have 20 points a game. He doesn't play a ton. I'm not saying.
Yeah, be given.
I'm not saying he
on the other one.
Right. I'm not saying he deserves to play a ton either. We can't just extrapolate stats. That's not how it works with subs and people that get limited minutes. But he's averaged 10 a game with the Celtics in 06-07. He averaged 12.9, almost 13, basically with New Jersey with 2011-2012. 15.8 with Phoenix 13-14. In 2014-2015. Again,
the
11.9, so 12.
The 07 season when he averaged 10.7, that was a 24-win team, and he also started 26 games. The only season that eclipsed that and surpassed it was 13-14 with Phoenix. He started 48 games.
If you notice, he got more minutes. That year with Phoenix, did he average almost 16 a game? He got 28 minutes a game. That's the most he's received in his career. And he hasn't played a ton. Again, he has some deficiencies defensively because he doesn't really put the effort in. He doesn't rebound well. He's not a great assist man, so I get it. But he's a scorer. And he's a talented scoring player.
I think that was Danny's attempt at just a Band-Aid solution to the Evan Turner departure.
Probably.
But it seems to me that Rozier's gotten a lot of those minutes. Rozier and Brown have gotten most of those minutes. He played earlier in the year.
Well, why did he even get him then if Brad wasn't going to play him?
I don't know. That'd be a question for the coach. I just totally went.
The GM.
I just totally went Belichick on you there. Oh, you're gonna have to ask Brad about that.
It is what it is. Next question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like a broken record at this point.
Totally went Belichick.
Talking about the Celtics.
It is.
It's depressing. To be quite honest with you.
I mean, realistically, you could say it's a broken record talking with the Bruins. Not that we
don't
really talk about them.
We don't a ton, but I'm going to tell you something. I understand that it was the second night of a back-to-back, right?
Yeah, I believe it was.
They have one guy on their team that can score goals right now.
They can't score. They're slow. I get it. Blah, 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 blah.
I mean, it's not even like... Yeah,
they're not horrible.
They're not horrible. Yeah, they're mediocre as well.
Yeah.
They're mediocre as well. But why is Claude blaming the backup goalie for losing the other night?
I don't know.
Like... I just don't get it. You never blame the backup goalie when you lose a game. That's why he's the backup goalie. He's not the starting goalie. He's not the number one goalie.
It's not like your defense has been playing well anyways.
So, they scored 2 goals last night, both by Pasternak. So you expected him to hold them to 1 goal or pitch a shutout? I get you're playing like the worst team in the league and you're at home. But really? I don't know. I just no need to throw your backup goalie under the bus. That's just me.
I can't speak for Claude. Next question.
Who are you, Drew Rosenhaus? I learned that from Drew Rosenhaus.
What are we gonna have?
Next question.
Claude Julien working out in the
They're third in their division too.
the 8th seed right now, I believe.
Go to the playoff standings.
The 8th seed.
Yeah, conference.
I can just look at the points.
They are.
8th seed.
They are the 8th seed, the 2 points ahead of New Jersey for the 8th seed.
Yep, dude.
So, guess who they play in the first round?
They played a game over New Jersey. New Jersey's a game in hand.
Whatever. Let's assume that this was the playoff seeding.
They'll get the ass kicked by Montreal.
Montreal's 39 points. And they started off like a house of fire. They had like 20 points in like the first week. They've cooled off.
I know, up until that game where they gave up 10 goals that we were here.
Oh, that was like a.
And they had the backup in.
That was like a.
They hadn't lost the game.
Yeah. I can't remember who they played either. I think it was Columbus.
It was a crap team.
Yeah, it was Columbus, I think. I don't know. People are actually shocked that we're talking about hockey right now. I was talking hockey in the playoffs.
If they had something nice Patrice Bergeron signed, I would have tried to get it. I love Bergeron. You know
You
that.
just like him because he's French Canadian.
And because he's fucking awesome.
You just like
He's going to be a Hall of Famer.
French Canadian.
Should be a Hall of Famer.
He just finally made his first All-Star game like last year or the year before. All right. Okay. We're gonna talk about the other big story of the week. We all know what that is. Chris Sale trade.
You think that one's okay?
Okay. I guess I'll start.
I don't know what you meant by the big story of the week, but that is the biggest story of the week.
I think the Celtics playing Toronto was.
Gronk being IR'd.
He already was IR'd. We knew he wasn't going to play again.
Oh, I know.
We knew if he played again, it wasn't going to be to the Super Bowl. We knew he wasn't coming back in the regular season.
And that makes perfect sense to IR.
Yeah, so it makes no sense, like you said. If they actually do get to the Super Bowl, and I still think there's a good chance they do, they're just gonna hand Brady the ball and say, "Go win the game, go win the World Championship." That's how it's gonna go. So we'll see.
Chris Sale deal, I don't hate it, and it makes sense, but I still didn't want to. I wouldn't have done it. I told you that.
See, I think you're nuts, and I'll tell you why.
Because let's just trade all our prospects away.
Listen, they traded Yohan Moncada. I understand. He's the #1 rated prospect in baseball.
They traded everybody. Who else did they trade?
Gotta tell you something.
Kopech, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guess what?
What's
Guy
that?
throws 105, supposedly.
Yeah, so did Craig Hansen. What's your point?
You know what else, though? They wouldn't have to do that if they didn't trade Anderson Espinoza, the guy whose name I couldn't remember that time that we traded him, to
San
Diego for Pomerantz.
He also had an ERA over 4 in single A ball.
Dude.
Again, he was 18 years old.
Yeah, when these guys are like 7.
All right.
Granted,
Gotta tell you something.
Depending on where they live, they could really be 30 if their birth certificate's a 7. But when these guys are young, yeah, they're not going to be like the best player, but you see the talent. You know it's there.
Something.
I know not every prospect pans out, blah, 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 blah. Chris Sale's awesome, blah, blah.
Remember Andy Marte?
Who cares about Andy Marte?
Who's Andy Marte? Tell the viewers.
He's a bum. Turned into a bum. He was like this untouchable prospect.
He was supposed to be the next Albert Pujols.
Happens that all the time.
He was traded twice in an offseason.
I get that, but what happens when a Veritek and a Lowe come for a rental? Not that Chris Sale's a rental.
That was Heathcliff Slocum.
Right.
It wasn't prospects.
No.
Heathcliff Slocum's a major league pitcher.
Right, and we got Veritek and Lowe who were prospects.
Yeah, they had a cup of coffee at the major league level though.
So has Moncada.
Yeah, and he can't hit a curveball.
Beginning of his career, dude.
He looks like worse than Pedro Serrano right now.
Look, all I'm going to say
All
is that if they don't win a World Series
you're going in.
and
Listen
Moncada
to me.
becomes the best player in baseball,
Listen to me. You're going into Game 7 of a playoff series. You could either start Chris Sale, have Yohan Moncada playing third base. Who do you want? I want Chris Sale.
I didn't disagree with you.
I'm sorry. Chris Sale is, 27 years old, I believe.
27.
He's 27.
27, I think.
He's in his prime.
If he doesn't make a lot of money, I'm going to say, well, we're paying for Moncada. So.
He has a good contract.
Okay.
He's under your control for the next 3 years.
He has a good contract, but you're paying for Moncada, so really he doesn't have a good contract.
I can't understand.
You're paying $31 million for Moncada, so really that's add $10 million a year.
I can't.
Like I told you, if they had just paid Cueto last year, and I know you wanted Greinke, if they had just paid Cueto last year,
Greinke's better than Cueto.
I don't care. I'm just telling you, if they got Price and Cueto last year, you don't even have to give up Moncada, and you already have 3 awesome guys at the top of your rotation.
What if you got Greinke and Cueto? Then you'd really be in good shape.
What if you got Cueto and then you got Sale? Okay, but my point is, I told you last year.
I didn't want Price last year.
I told you last year, just get Price and Cueto, and that was just 2 random guys. I picked a lefty and a righty. There you go, bing bang boom.
And I said to you at the time, you don't want. I told you, if you get Price, you will regret it. He's not that good. He's terrible in the playoffs.
It was 1 year.
Guess who's right? Again.
What if he's incredible this year?
He's not going to be.
He's not going to be.
He's not. His best days are behind him.
Porcello turned into an ace.
He doesn't throw us.
Won the Cy Young.
You caught lightning in a bottle with Porcello. Is he going to pitch that good again? I don't know.
No, but say he's 80% of that.
Look, if he wins 17 games next year and has an ERA of 3.5, you take that.
But let me explain something to you.
You know why you take that now? Because he's not your ace. Chris Sale is
and you
not
know what,
your
though?
Ace. He's your number 2 now, which is
just
perfect.
as likely as it's for him
perfect.
to do that, have an ERA of 3.5 and win 17 games. It's likely that Price is going to go back to being a much better version of David Price during the regular season.
I was going to say, he's still going to shit the bed in October, so it doesn't even matter.
Small sample size. We went over this.
Oh, 0-8 is a small sample size?
And he has 2 wins.
Just not as a starter. Relief.
Just not as a starter.
That doesn't count. All I know is this manager was scared shitless to use him at Game 5 last year in the playoffs. Not this past postseason just happened. I'm talking 2015.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah, but they may not have. Look, I love the Chris Sale deal. But it's also not surprising because this is what Dombrowski does. If you look at what he did with...
But is this what he has to do?
You look at... See, my problem is...
He's traded 19 players since he came in.
My problem
17 of them have been minor leaguers. Guess how many minor leaguers he's gotten back?
Oh.
0.
Okay.
So he's traded 17 prospects out in the past year and 4 months, whatever it is. 17 prospects. A lot of them top-rated prospects.
This is the only thing, if I'm a Red Sox fan...
And gotten 0 back.
If I'm a Red Sox fan, there's the only thing I'd be concerned about.
That we're not going to have a farm system in 2 years?
Well, the Red Sox are one of those few elite teams where you can have a large payroll and pay guys and still have a farm system.
Hey, what about the Sea Dogs? Oh, that's not a Red Sox farm system anymore. Dombrowski traded the whole team. You know what I mean?
Their season's canceled.
For a reliever. No. They're just now like an extra minor league team of, say, the Padres.
Look, I still like the Sale deal because...
Again, I didn't say I hated it.
Look it.
I'm not saying it's probably the right move. Maybe you win a World Series. Maybe.
Listen, this makes them, in my opinion, even with the departure of Ortiz, the favorites in the American League. Well, I don't know if you agree or disagree with that.
Easily.
The Red Sox should win the pennant in 2000.
The team is loaded anyway.
Listen to me. The Boston Red Sox should win the 2017 American League pennant.
The team was loaded anyway, Scott.
On paper.
Once you signed Thornburg, and then all you had to do was probably get, and I just told you, get a free agent or a cheap trade chip starting pitcher, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have to get Sale.
Well, that's the thing.
And then you signed a first baseman.
They had to do this via trade because the free agent market for pitchers was thin.
Right.
And it's going to be thin because all the good pitchers that are worthwhile all signed deals.
Yeah, and then you signed a first baseman, and then you could have tried to maybe sign an Garcion too, and then you're fine.
I like Moreland. I think Moreland's
going to be great.
I think Moreland's going to
be awesome, phenomenal.
He's got acceleration,
more power.
He's got power. He's got better glove at first base.
And we're probably going to be doing this from a studio soon, and hopefully we're just going to get that clip so we can just play it for you, so we can have Lefty doing it.
Lefty Rosario.
And then the best part is he does it, and he says like 6 things, and by the time he repeats himself, then the guy's like, see, like that makes he wins the argument. Like if I say he has more power twice, it doesn't mean you win the argument. It just means I'm emphasizing he's got more power. He's got more power. He's got more power. He's got more power. Today.
Come as a fucking argument. The other thing too and I said to this to you earlier today, he would look like a total douche doing this. Full disclosure, he really would. If I'm Dombo, I call David Ortiz. I'm like, David, hey, what's going on? Come back, play one more year, $35 million. Sign on the dotted line now.
Yeah, you already said for home games only. And I was like, what?
No, if David,
just so he doesn't have to give those ridiculous presents back to the other organizations.
What I said was, it goes to show you how cheap Peter Angelos is. He gave him the friggin' dugout phone that he broke at the bat. Yeah, really, really good, Peter. He didn't even give him a gift card to the Cheesecake Factory. Here's a piece of plastic from the phone that you broke in the dugout when they called you out on strikes. God, was that embarrassing. All these teams at least teams are giving him, like, yeah, I think the White Sox gave him cigars. Like, he got, like, cowboy hats and, like, the Astros or Rangers. You give him a freaking dugout phone that he broke?
Yeah.
So all they did was take the dugout phone that he broke and put a bow on it, and that's his present.
Some people gave him awesome stuff. Some people gave him
Peter Angelos didn't invest 10 cents into that gift.
Well, was that actually the same dugout
I don't know.
phone?
Why don't I don't know. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't.
He just buy a new cheap one.
I got a great idea.
Like, someone find a broken phone.
Do you know what it would have been?
Geez, that's the one he broke.
Do you know what would have been a great gift for him? Giving him a piece of the warehouse, because, like, you hit the warehouse every time you faced our crap pitchers for the last 10 years. That would have
Bobby Valentine's, the ambassador to Japan.
I think that's awesome.
Fucking ridiculous.
I think that's awesome. That is hilarious.
Now we're watching the Colts play, the one where they did that little stupid fake punt.
Oh yeah. What do you think of Griff Whalen?
It's fine.
Fine?
Yeah. You have a problem with him?
No.
He's probably going to help in the punt game. He'll be another receiver. So what? Big bang boom.
I have no problem with it at all. What I think it is...
I want a Keyshawn Martin back, realistically.
I like Keyshawn.
That's just me. He's a free agent. He's sitting out there.
Yeah. The Griff Whalen deal, for me, we're pretty much going to be talking about the Pats and Tom Brady the rest of the show probably now.
Oh, we already made a couple jokes about Tom Brady. Oh, we're watching the Celtics and we were like, Scotty's like, we were talking about how the product just stinks. I mean, it's just they're too mediocre. It's not. As a basketball
I would rather be like a last place team knowing I'm going to get a high draft pick at this point.
Right, and you and I like that just because we know how the sport works.
Right.
Like most people are like, oh, it's a close game, yay, woo, and we're like, but Toronto's not that good, and we're not going to win a championship, so who really cares? I mean, it wasn't a horrible game. It's just horrible because how boring it is because you're like, we're just stuck in being mediocre.
Yeah.
And Scotty was like, you know what, though? This makes us realize we got to appreciate Tom Brady.
I know. How would you like to be like, trying to think of like football teams that have been mediocre
Kansas City?
Forever. Not even Kansas City.
They've been up and down.
Like a team that's
Cincinnati?
No, a team that's...
Can you win a playoff game?
Perfect. Like the Celtics right now, the Cincinnati Bengals. All right?
Yeah.
And like a team like the Spurs is like the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
And they've had Tom Brady. Tom Brady just retired. Their Tom Brady just retired.
That's why at least we had KG come here. We won a ring.
I know. They'll be going on 31 years without a banner. But you guys, every time you watch Tom Brady on Sunday for however long he plays, it's like the scene of Billy Madison. For the love of God, cherish it.
That gets to...
You got to cherish it.
It's true, though. That gets to when... And we watched Larry Bird highlight reel earlier, which I had already seen a couple times this week because it's his birthday, and it was the 75th anniversary of Pearl Harbor, too.
Shout out to my grandfather William, who was there and survived that day and lived to tell about it.
Yeah, they have I saw the oldest survivor. He's 104 years old. Mm-hmm. He works out all the time just so he can go back every year.
My grandfather died.
104, dude. The guy went to visit for the anniversary.
My grandfather was born, and I looked it up because the whole, like, he used to go back for all the reunions. Like, he went back for the...
This guy's the oldest living survivor.
He went back for the 20-year one and the 25-year one. He died in 70, so he just missed the 30-year reunion, which would have been in 71. He was born in 1919, so he was 22 then.
And so you wouldn't be around.
Right. That's my father's father. But he would have been... I suck at math. He would have been 96. He would have been 97.
He would have been old.
He would have been 97, so I don't know if he would have been in even the condition if he was around to go. But
that's why this guy, I forget his name, was like...
but he was 104. Yeah.
104.
I was reading about it.
I watched a video. He worked out. He was like working out just so he can keep himself walking, keep himself in shape, rides a bike. It's crazy.
But my dad said to me, like, he goes, be proud of your grandfather. He was there and he lived to tell about it. He fought for your country, and it does make you proud. It does make you very proud. That forced FDR's hand to enter the war. They probably would have gone. They probably would have met.
They would have joined something anyways.
But that was.
I want to be realistic, and I'm not saying that America didn't have a lot to do with the Allies winning, but they won the war because of Hitler going into Russia and Russia actually holding and being awesome and kicking the shit out of the Nazis.
I actually think that they won the war when the British actually sank the Bismarck. Because the Bismarck was just causing terror in the Atlantic Sea routes.
Yeah, but
it sank.
No, the whole Russia.
It sank the Hood in 6 minutes.
Dude,
a crew of 1,400, except for 3 people, 3 sailors died.
But the whole point was when Hitler went into Russia, and then he couldn't get what he wanted. What city was he going after? Stalingrad.
Stalingrad.
He couldn't get it, and that was they lost so many men in Russia, and Russia lost so many people. And that was the first time that the Nazis actually really lost. And then Russia pushed them back.
Mm-hmm.
Russia really won the war.
You got to remember.
The rest was just along for the ride. Hate to say it.
You got to remember, we didn't enter.
Maybe we don't want to hear that.
The United States.
Be real.
The United States didn't enter the war until 2 years after the war started. Actually, almost 3 years. They invaded Poland in what, 38?
Yeah, we were late.
Yeah. Because FDR's, and I don't disagree with it. FDR's initial. Stance on the war.
I forget why Germany bombed us. It had to do with oil.
No.
Japan bombed us.
FDR's initial stance in the late 30s, early 1940, was stay out of it. It was all about.
Well, he had actually wanted to join, but he knew that he really couldn't, based on public opinion. So.
See, I think he wanted the war secretly.
I don't think he wanted the war, but he wanted to help England at the time.
Well, yeah, they were our allies. But, still.
I don't know how we got off on, Pearl Harbor.
Well, let's talk about something.
Talking about Larry Bird.
Let's talk about Larry Bird, turned 60.
Well, we were talking about Larry Bird turning 60. That's actually how we got here. And that Larry Bird was art. That goes back to Rich Gotham. He was saying Larry Bird was art. Tom Brady is art. Watching him, he's a master out there. He's phenomenal. So, like you said, appreciate every single week.
No,
because he's really absolutely ridiculous.
That's one of my great regrets, which I had no control over. I missed Larry Bird's prime, which I'll just never get over. Luckily, my dad recorded a lot of them on the VCR, and I got to watch them. I got to watch him at the very end when he played like once a week because his back was too sore. But we're never going to see this again. What Brady's doing?
Not from a Patriot, maybe not from any Patriots.
You know what? Never say never.
That would have been the only thing I would have bid on over that, probably.
What?
For sure. Would be a Tom Brady thing.
There was like nothing there from Brady. You figured it would have been one thing.
If it was like Brady, Manning, I'd be like, ooh.
And I forget, like, one year, like, the Celtics, the Atlas Glenmore Christmas thing, I got, like, scratch tickets, and, like, I think it was, like, Michelle Dean, like, a mural by Tom Brady.
Yeah, I still have it.
It's like an oil painting or something.
Fucking awesome.
And I'm like, what the hell?
Someone got me a Brewski one time, and then Walter gave me those Celtics tickets that time. Dude, people give me awesome gifts. People love me. People hate you. Let's be real. Like, Chris is awesome. Buy him the best. Scotty, it's a scratch ticket.
See, I don't know who got me.
I don't know. It's probably like Jim McAloon or Pat Fettery. Who knows?
I don't know who got. No,
Someone
I got scratch tickets. No,
I've gotten like Dunks gift cards and stuff. It's not bad, but it's just like people just don't really know much, so they just get whatever. I get it. Makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes sense.
It really does. I can't remember. I got 2 of the years I got scratch tickets, and one year I got a nice gift. I can't remember who gave it to me. I don't know. Whatever.
It's water under the bridge.
I don't like Christmas.
I love Christmas. I mean, not really as like one of my favorite holidays, but I like giving stuff, not getting stuff.
All right. So
you didn't watch the Thursday night game, right?
I did. I don't watch Thursday night games. Period. So that would be no.
Derek Carr was horrible.
He's also hurt.
I talked to you about, and I'm not saying I'm Derek Carr. All right. And
17-41 is bad though.
Right, and I'm not saying like, ooh, it doesn't matter, but I quarterbacked in the men's league, okay? Again, that doesn't make me...
Salem 2003.
I played a doctor once on TV, okay? But I can sit here and tell you that...
Hold on. I want to preface what you're about to say was playing in the park in Salem in 03 was more physical
No, this is a men's league.
NFL. More physical
But this was a men's league anyways. But I've dislocated a few fingers.
Mm-hmm.
I've dislocated my same pinky multiple times. I dislocated that pinky.
Mm-hmm.
We popped it back in. Guess what? Next week I played. Threw the ball around. Fine. Great. Grand. Wonderful. I didn't look like this. I threw the ball the same as I threw it before. It wasn't this thing where I had to keep my pinky off the ball and I had to worry. It's like, no. It doesn't take... It takes a week or two for a dislocated finger to really heal decent. Okay?
You got to be careful.
But all you do is pop back in and you just make sure that you wear a thing and you just exercise a little bit and you're careful with it and you do all the little stuff they tell you to do and you're good. And he probably gets 20,000 times better medical treatment than we do. Because I just went and someone just popped it back in place. They like, you're good.
He clearly taped the fingers on his throwing hand.
Yeah, you tape it.
But that has to affect him somewhat.
Okay,
just don't
you
have to
tape
feel
right
the ball.
there.
No,
he only had right there taped. So what? You taped the joint.
I didn't watch the game, but I did watch the game the previous.
He had that joint taped.
He had these like 2 fingers taped. I watched it.
He didn't that time. He had one taped. You go.
I didn't watch the game in Kansas City.
So, and I understand he doesn't want to get hurt. I understand it's NFL football, and I'm not saying I'm an NFL quarterback. I'm saying if I quarterback just as well, I don't understand why he has to have this massive drop off. Because people are like, oh, he's hurt. Okay, he's got a boo boo on his pinky. Really? Tom Brady plays with that and throws 18 touchdowns in a game.
You could tell me. You could tell me better than anyone. I didn't watch the game.
Yeah.
All I heard was it was less of him playing poorly and just more of Oakland's play calling.
No, he missed a ton of throws. He was all over the place.
Alex Smith was 17 of 26 for 264. Touchdown and interceptions. Ratings 95.7.
Carr was in a QBR of 60.7. Carr was 17 for 41, 117 yards. 2.9 yard average per attempt. Think about that for a second.
In today's league, that's horrible.
So that's horrible in the 1940s.
Alex Smith was 10.2.
0 touchdowns, 0 picks.
Can I say something right now, though?
Quarterback rating of 49.1 and a QBR of 7.6.
Right now,
horrendous.
Right now, the Patriots control their own destiny because they're in sole possession of the 1 seed right now. After that,
yes,
Oakland and Kansas City all have 3 losses. Oakland went from the 1 seed to the 5 in one night.
Yeah, well, that's because the divisional setup's stupid, honestly.
Well, you got 3 teams in the AFC West that are probably going to make the playoffs.
Maybe, and they're all way better than every team in the AFC South.
Depending on what Pittsburgh and Baltimore do the rest of the way, we'll say that.
Depends. Denver has a tough schedule.
Denver has the toughest schedule left.
They play, I believe, both of these teams.
They play Kansas City, Oakland, and Tennessee.
They play Tennessee this week. Us, then Kansas City and Oakland. Is that right?
Yeah.
Or was it Kansas City and San Diego?
I don't know. Regardless, they got to play us, and they have to play either. I don't know. Look them up.
We'll look it up right now.
But Denver, I would say, of all the playoff teams in contention, they got the toughest schedule left.
They do. They have a very tough schedule left. So Denver could, not that I think they're going to, they could theoretically lose out. They could lose 3 more games easy. Let's see, Denver. I just looked it up and Googled Denver. How awesome is that?
He's going to take a trip to Denver. Everyone tells me Denver's beautiful. Never been there.
Probably is. So they play, like we just said.
We should just call up. Woody would know the answer. Probably got.
They're at Tennessee.
That's a
then
gimme.
They play the Patriots at home. Yeah, it is the Chiefs and Raiders. I couldn't remember. The Chiefs and Raiders both play San Diego once more. That's what it was.
And they have to go to Arrowhead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough.
They could theoretically lose 4 of those. They
already lost at Oakland earlier in the year.
They're 8-4, Scotty. They could finish 9-7. And then Pittsburgh or
I know you don't want to hear it. I think they're gonna beat us because I think they're gonna beat us on that Sunday night.
So how many losses?
It's not even Sunday night. It's not even Sunday night. The Patriots are gonna go. Patriots are gonna go 13-3. They're going to beat Baltimore Monday night in a close game.
Does Baltimore scare you, Scotty?
We're going to get to that in a second. We were talking about it earlier. They're going to beat Baltimore in a close game. They're going to lose to Denver in a close game. They're going to blow out the Jets, and they're going to beat Miami last week of the season. They're going to get the 1 seed.
Okay.
That's my prediction, 13-3.
They're going to get the 1 seed, so Kansas City's going to lose again.
I think so.
Okay.
If you're gonna put a gun to my head, I'm going to say New England's going to be the 1. Oakland's going to be the 2. I'm going to say
Oakland's going to lose again, too?
Yeah. I think Pittsburgh is going to be the three. Houston's whatever bucket of crap from the AFC South
Tennessee,
is going to
probably.
be the
Well,
fourth.
Houston, Tennessee.
They all suck. They all suck. It doesn't matter. And then your 5 and your 6 are probably going to be Kansas City and either Denver or Baltimore. Those are going to be your playoff teams. It's really jumbled right now. But listen,
Miami could still make the playoffs.
they could, but I can't take Ryan Tannehill seriously. I just can't. I know he's played well for the last like
I never
6
actually
weeks
take
or
it
so.
seriously.
He's like Andy Dalton light to me. Like really, he's Andy Dalton without AJ Green. That's what he is.
So is he better or worse than Andy Dalton? Are they just the same but without AJ Green?
They're about the same.
Oh, okay.
Like if you gave Ryan Tannehill AJ Green, he'd be Andy Dalton. That's basically how I feel.
His hair would turn red?
Huh? He would like progressively turn red.
Yeah. From a blonde to a red? Nice.
Look,
Crazy redheads.
I just don't have any confidence in it. If you ask me who the second best quarterback is in the AFC East, it's probably Garoppolo.
Yeah, and the third is Jacoby Brissett.
No, and the third is probably Tyrod. Like, seriously. Fitzpatrick is definitely blind. Oh, so getting back to that little anecdote Chris just brought up. You all remember the epic game
A couple years ago, 2014 divisional round.
Yeah, they
Baltimore visiting the Patriots.
They beat Baltimore 35-31. So we're talking about it. We have an email chain.
Sports chain. We talk about sports.
That Chris runs from his work. Because he's like Capo Regime in Atlas Gummo now. He can just do whatever he wants. He's like Don Panucci. He's like, kiss the ring. I'm going to go talk sports.
What am I, Clemenza?
Huh? No.
No.
Clemenza's fatter than you.
That wasn't the point. Remember earlier?
Oh, yeah. If you guys go to halftime pizza before any Celtic or Bruins game, and you're a Godfather fan, look for the big guy behind the counter. He looks just like Peter Clemenza from The Godfather. To the point that whenever I go with my old man, my dad goes like aloud so he can hear him. Well, Paulie won't see him no more.
Won't see him no more.
But anyway, getting back to that divisional round game 2 years ago, the illegal substitution game, the ineligible receiver game, as Harbaugh would refer to it as. We were talking about the game. We were analyzing the game beforehand because Pats were on a bye, so we had to keep ourselves occupied for 2 weeks. I said, look, I don't want to see Baltimore. I think they're going to win. It's just going to be a close game. It's going to be a barn burner. They'll probably win. But Baltimore has been here before. They're not afraid. They have the pedigree. They won a Super Bowl 2 years ago. That's one team that I don't want to play up here. And O'Keefe was like, anyone who says they're scared of Baltimore, you're out of the chain. You're out.
No, listen, Scotty said they scare me or worry me or something, and someone else had already said that too. And I was
Tyler did.
the next person that says that they're scared or worried
What happened was, I said it the day before.
afraid of Baltimore, you're out of the chain.
And then Tyler said it.
Yeah,
Tyler backed me up.
I didn't want to hear it anymore.
Tyler backed me up.
You guys are crazy. Like, I'm not saying they were just going to walk all over Baltimore, but there was not a better option.
Well, they were up by 2 touchdowns twice in that game.
And the Patriots still won.
Brady played out of his mind.
Okay, but let me explain something to you. Other than the
And
Colts,
it took trick plays.
other than the Colts, there was no other teams that
Dude, the Colts game was
we could have lost to Green Bay. We almost lost to
Dude,
Seattle.
listen to me. The Colts game was a scrimmage. Everyone knew they were winning.
Every other playoff team, though, you didn't really want to face. Like, I hate rooting to face a certain playoff team, other than very rare circumstances.
I was
because a lot of the games are going to be tough.
I was rooting so hard for Indy. I knew we would stomp them, especially up here in that championship game.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree.
I know everyone wanted the Peyton rematch, but I mean, it was like, you guys are nuts. It's like people in '86 wanting the Lakers. Like, you got to play the Houston Rockets. It's like a guaranteed title.
Yeah, I mean, they would have won '86 anyways. But.
No one was beating them.
Right.
So I get the point. It would have been sweeter to beat LA. But, I mean, whatever.
Oh, that's what people hold against them. LA didn't even make it there. You know what I mean? Like, people get mad that LA didn't get to make it to the finals and lose.
Well, that's the thing.
Which I get it.
When everyone talks about the '87 Lakers being the best team ever, the '86 team, we were in the finals waiting for you. We swept Milwaukee. We were waiting for you for a week. You bowed out against Houston. Then the next year, our second best player died. Our third best player died before the season started. Our second best player broke his foot. Our third best player broke his ankle. Our fourth best player had a knee injury, and we still got to the finals and took you 6 games. So I don't want to hear about the '87 Lakers being the best team ever.
87 Lakers.
Great team. I don't even think they're the best.
Hey! Whose signature's over there?
Magic Man.
Don't you shut your mouth. You don't talk bad about Magic. Don't talk bad about Larry. Don't talk bad about that ball. If someone says the '87 team's the greatest, it's the greatest because I got that ball.
No, they're not the greatest.
They're tied with the '86 Celtics.
They're not.
That right there proves it.
They're not. Because the team the
They're
team the year before was decimated, and they barely put us away. Magic did. And I love Kevin McHale. You know this. If he fucking boxes out on that rebound.
You like Kevin McHale because he traded us Garnett.
No, he was one of my favorite players when I was a kid. I was like, oh, this big lanky white guy. Like, he's unstoppable in the post.
I could be a big lanky white guy too.
Yeah, I stopped growing at 5'8". But McHale boxes out there. They go back to LA with the 3-2 lead, and if Larry goes off in one of those two games, you never know what could happen. So I mean, that was a killer.
That's true.
But that team was insanely beat up. More beat up defending champion in the history of sports. Last year's Patriots or the '87 Celtics. It's close.
'87 Celtics.
Bird was the healthiest one on the team.
'87 Celtics. That screwed up McHale too going forward.
His career was over.
Yeah,
well, that's where the loss of bias really hurt because
McHale and Bird played through everything.
Well, that's the thing. KC could have said to McHale, like, we got Lenny Bias, you can just take a month off and like get healthy for the playoffs. I mean, McHale like had to press himself back in action because they had like Fred Roberts like off, starting in his place. Like, shit, I got to get back.
Maybe they should have went into cruise control anyways. Who cares what your seed is?
They still had the best record in the East that year.
Okay, who cares what your seed is?
And they needed it because they beat Milwaukee in Game 7 and then they beat Detroit in Game 7. They needed home court.
Yeah, but maybe if you got healthy, it would be better. I mean, Popovich does it all the time. It's like, all right, we're going to rest. I mean, that's why I would almost never want to see San Antonio games. Because I don't want to go to a game. Not that Duncan plays anymore anyways, but I don't want to go to a game and then they're like, oh yeah, by the way, San Antonio, since they're like on their third East Coast trip and they're playing too many games in a row, they're sitting like 4 of their players. Oh, which 4? Oh, Duncan, Parker, Ginobili, and Bonner. I'm just throwing Bonner in there because he's funny.
He's from New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Hey, look, the '87 Lakers, great team, but I'll tell you right now, and there's no way to ever know. You give me...
Oh, yeah, that's how these things work.
You give me... I know.
We can't really have the '07 Patriots play the '04 Patriots unless we do a simulation, and it's just a sim.
You give me... Well, that's the thing. The simulation, like, it doesn't count into, like, fluke plays or freak plays or whatever.
No, it does, but it's just... Obviously,
well,
you never know what happens.
Probability, right?
Yeah.
But look at probability. Malcolm Butler's pick. That happens once out of like 1 million simulations.
And in your sims, that'll happen once in a while.
Yeah, it happened one time out of 1 million simulations.
Yeah, probably there's a simulation where Malcolm Butler picks it off. Patriots win. It's like, wow, that's crazy.
It just came up heads at that perfect time.
Yeah, you run enough simulations, you're gonna get what actually happened. I mean, like they say, if you have an infinite amount of monkeys just sitting at typewriters, one of them's eventually going to write Shakespeare. That's the way it is.
Basically. We'll never see a play like Butler's pick again. And if we do, it's going to really be something. It's really going to turn the sports world upside down. But getting back to the '87 Lakers, great team. One of the best teams ever. Probably a top 5 team ever. I tell you what, spot them home court. If you give me the first 8 from the '86 team healthy, that's Bird, McHale, Parrish,
I know who it
DJ.
Is. Wedman.
Well, Walton, Wedman, and Seasting. Give me them healthy, even on the road. I take the Celtics.
If you say so.
That's just me.
You say so.
Man, I think the '86 team is the best team ever. I don't think it's even close.
I know.
I don't.
Better than the Bulls, better than this team, better than that team, blah, blah, blah. Better than Golden State, blah, blah, blah.
Better than Russell's teams, which is sacrilege, but I believe it. Russell will still tell you no.
Man, I could have bought that Russell Bird thing too.
That's a funny.
It was a Russell Bird signed thing. It was a photo of Russell, the infamous one with Russell and Wilt. And then there was
one right over here.
Yeah, there was a good one with Bird and Jordan. Then it was signed by Russell and Bird on the.
That's the thing, though.
Pictures.
The Bird Jordan thing wasn't a rivalry. Bird, he never beat Bird.
Yeah. Shut your face. It's just 4 of the greatest players you're ever going to see, and 2 of them signed it. And then there was a piece of net on one side from the Garden, and then a piece of the parquet floor on the other side. That's fucking awesome, dude.
It's parquet floor. That's no problem. I got that. We're good.
Yeah, you get that all together, though? You got Larry Bird connected to the parquet floor? Yeah, is it all together, though? It's not.
And a bolt.
It's not, though. It's not.
You got it backwards. There it is.
Yeah, no, I was looking at both sides. It's not. You have a bolt.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Like this is a holy bolt.
This is a bolt from the floor.
Fucking stupid.
What is it?
And he has a foam finger too. He dogs on foam fingers all the time. He hates foam fingers.
It's a Tommy Heinsohn
It's a
one.
fucking foam
It's
finger.
a Tommy Heinsohn one.
Look, I love Walter.
From the 08 championship parade. That's why it's there.
Yeah. That's why it's there.
Look how stripped that is, by the way. I don't even know how they got that in the floor after a while. Crazy, right?
Yeah, I don't even know.
But
Who got that for you? Where'd you get that?
right before my dad gave up his season tickets, he knew a kid, Dave, who worked in the GE, who did the bowl gang as like a part-time thing.
Yeah.
And he took a couple of squares for himself, and he kept one square and actually integrated it in his floor, which was pretty sick. But one he chopped up and sold in the GE. So my dad actually he bought the piece, but my dad actually paid an extra $100 for the bolt.
You fucking kidding me?
Swear to God.
That's crazy.
And it was legit.
No, I get it.
So.
But the bolt, I would have just paid for the piece of floor. I don't know
No,
what the bolt.
the bolt's pretty sick though.
It's a fucking bolt, Scotty.
But it was in the floor.
And there's no way to know that it's in the floor.
And my dad worked with him for like 30 years.
I get that.
He wouldn't have lied to him.
But there's no way to authenticate it. This, I'm telling you right now, you could authenticate this just because someone could pull the floor and be like, look, yeah, it matches. And they could like do a test and some kind of stupid like geological type test and be like, look, same exact type of freaking wood, same exact wood, it matches 100%. That's just a fucking bolt, dude. You better hope it has something fucking hanging on it.
Look, it doesn't have a certificate of authenticity, but I know it's legit.
I understand.
So
I
that's
know
all
it's
that matters
legit.
to me. That's
Yeah,
fine.
Ted Williams ball. I'm like 99.9999% sure it's actually legit, but I don't have an authenticity thing. So
By
it
the
makes it worth
way,
nothing,
Dave
really.
gave my father a deal on this bolt.
Give him a $100 deal.
It's a deal.
It's supposed to be more than $100. Dude, that was when $100 was worth more like 1,000.
Well, this is like, I think he bought this in like what, 96?
A long time ago.
Yeah.
So I'm saying inflation. So that bolt now is worth like $500, $600, $700, $800.
I bet it. Honestly, I bet I could fetch like a few hundred on that on eBay.
And the bolt,
With the floor and the bolt, yeah.
maybe. Be hard. Because people might not believe you.
Well, that's the thing.
You're like, here's a piece of wood and a bolt from Boston, the original Boston Garden, and people are gonna be like, yeah, all right, bud. Got anything that actually says that that's that? No, I don't. Oh, well.
You can tell it's real because like the fucking grimy section, like right
Dude,
there.
I'm not saying it's not real.
No, I'm just messing with you.
It looks 1,000% legit.
No, that's legit.
But I'm just letting you know. What are they talking about Gostkowski about now?
I don't know.
I thought he played well.
He finally had a clean game the other day.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Rams versus Patriots.
It wasn't much of a game.
No. Wasn't at all.
The Rams are horrible.
And Brady was ho-hum mediocre, but pretty good.
I thought he was fine the other day.
Yeah.
He was 33 of 46, 269, one touchdown, no pick. His rating,
5.8 yard average. He was just meh.
Oh, terrible. 93.5 rating. That's awful.
He was mediocre, though. He was good. That's not incredible.
No, I wouldn't say mediocre. He was good.
That's
He
not
was good.
incredible. No, in this league, 93.5 is like pretty mediocre. Really is, though. He didn't have like 4
Making
touchdowns.
fun of my Tommy right now.
No, I love Tommy. Kidding me? I'd never make fun of my own Tommy. It's Tommy. Oh, Garrett Blunt was at the Celtics game, by the way. He was at the Patriots game with Dion
Well,
Lewis
I would
and
hope he was at the
Jacoby
Patriots
Brissett. They were all at the freaking Celtics game.
I gotta be honest with you. I miss getting those floor seats from that guy my brother used to work with and meeting, shooting the shit with Vince like every time because Vince used to go to all the games.
Yeah. Yeah, Vince used to go to a lot of them.
He was Vince always gave us a smile and a fist bump. Good dude.
Saw Scal today.
Yeah. He didn't turn around because he was like kind of like in a rush. I was like Scal, and he like went like
Yeah,
that.
he did a thing when I said, I was
Yeah.
like, Scalabrini! Whatever I said. I mean, I said Scal too. I think I said Scal.
He acknowledged us, but he was like kind of like walking the other direction.
Yeah. Just like, gotta go.
Scal should have like yelled like, "Suit up, Steven mediocre. You're better than Kelly." Definitely is.
Poor Scal. Poor Scal.
Dude, poor Scal what? Did a great job.
Dude, have you seen all the White Mamba memes and stuff and all the people that make fun of him all the time?
I can't remember who it was, but someone was like, it's almost like they're mocking him.
They are mocking him. Everyone's mocking him.
Dude, I gotta show
all the time. Hold on a second. No, I'm showing you the White Mamba memes.
Oh, forget the White Mamba memes.
No, fuck that. The White Mamba memes are awesome.
It's like a play on the Kobe Bryant.
Of course it is. That's not the point. It's just a snake. Think of a snake, and it shows Scal's face on it. It says, "Beware the White Mamba." Oh God.
Oh, he's got a Celtic ring on. That's very cool. I forget he finished with Chicago.
There's a thing when he's in Chicago, and he's like, "I want my jersey in the middle, in between Mike's and Scotty's." Yeah, because they're putting it in between Jordans and Pippins for sure.
And that's not me. That's Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, we got that. Well, I did. 23 plus 1 equals Scalabrini. That's why he's 24. Derrick Rose goes down. Keep calm, Chicago. I'll play point.
Poor Scal.
That's what I mean. People mock him all the time. Like, I feel bad for Scal.
I don't want that.
It's not even like an I Love Walter thing where it's actually good-hearted. It's like a...
I got a picture. I just remembered. I got a picture of these seats.
Okay.
Where we used to sit. And I was a total porker in this picture, so you have to excuse that. But that's me, my brother, and I with Gus Johnson. Great guy though. What a gentleman. He was such a good dude. But we used to get these seats all the time. Like that's the visitor's bench right there. We used to second row on the floor behind the basket. Rocking my Oakland A's like Tupac cap right there.
Yeah, I love Tupac.
This was remember that game, Garnett's first year. They held the Knicks to like 53 points.
Yeah.
In November, that was this game.
And I gotta find out when that Detroit game was. I told you I went
Dude,
to.
it was March.
Was it March?
And I remember that game because they had a big lead on them. You can look it up. It was March of 08. They had a big lead on them. Detroit came back and cut it to 1. And then Rondo went nuts in like the last 5 minutes and they pulled away. They ended up winning by like 15. But yeah, we'll look that up. We're reminiscing of back when the...
they actually had a team I wanted to watch. I put on some of the games. I watched some of it. Watched a couple games.
I've only watched a few games this year, start to finish.
Yeah, I watched a couple. Basically start to finish. But...
By the way, certain people listen to this podcast tonight too, and I know I've said this before at different varying points over the years. Real fans don't want this like Titantron, like little fun crap. They just want to go and watch it.
They do and they don't, though, and that's what
I
Rich Gotham was getting at. Is like he's got to sell an experience, dude.
It just drives me nuts.
You got to sell an experience.
By the way, that's false advertising.
What?
Go up. They weren't the Brooklyn Nets back in 2008.
I know.
I just make them the New Jersey Nets.
I don't think this is anything that.
Oh, no, it shows. Right there. 90 to 78.
I felt like it was 60 something they scored.
No.
With that Perkins at 20 rebounds.
Dude, Perkins good.
It could be. Actually, for right there in a row, look at 20, 11,
Bring
11.
Do the box score. Bring the box
Where's
score.
the box score? I think that was the game.
Yeah, we are looking up a Celtics box score from March of 2008 right now. Just so you guys know. They were 47-12 after that game.
Take a cranberry juice. What are you on your period?
My senior year of college, it was a great time. Seats are back on
Who
top
let
of the
this
wall.
IRA motherfucker in my bar?
Oh yeah, we're doing Departed right now. Rashid had 23.
Yeah, KG had 31, 6, and 3.
Only 6 rebounds.
Rondo, 16 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists.
Perk had 10 points and 20 boards.
Ray had 3, 8, and 5. PS had 15, 3, and 5.
Ray only had 3 points that game?
Yeah, we had 8 rebounds, 5 assists.
How many did Eddie House have that game?
I don't know.
Eddie only had 2 points. Because Eddie was like pretty much manning the point that year until Rondo got his feet wet. It was his second year in the league.
Yeah, Rondo played a lot, dude.
He did, but
He played a lot that year. I mean,
That was the NBA championship, by the way.
Oh yeah,
I think
Eastern Conference Finals.
I think the Pistons blew the Lakers out twice that year, and the Celtics blew the Lakers out twice. So that was the NBA. That was the NBA Finals.
Yeah, it was.
Because Detroit would have killed LA. Had they beat us.
Realistically, that was the NBA Finals.
Then they traded Chauncey for Iverson, and it was all downhill from there from the Pistons. They never recovered.
Iverson was only really good in Philly. He was okay with Denver.
He was the second banana in Denver, and he wasn't used to that at all.
I don't think he was made to be the second banana the way he played. Just the way it is.
Having said that, he was still more unselfish than Kobe Bryant.
Well, Kobe just would never be the second banana.
Even though he was the second banana, even though he didn't want to admit it.
Clearly, Shaq was infinitely better than him.
If I ever meet him, I'm going to tell him to his face, you were the second banana the first 8 years of your career.
He could have had like 2 more rings. He just wanted to.
Anyone like, I know you don't know this guy like Steven Smith who says that like Shaq wasn't the number one on those teams.
Oh, he doesn't say that anymore.
He's an idiot. He said that at the time.
I know.
That once upon a time
he used to say Kobe Bryant was better than Michael Jordan. I'm like, dude, you're fucking nuts.
You're an idiot.
You are absolutely insane.
He used to say he was better than Bird. I was like, you're an idiot.
Yeah, nuts. Absolutely nuts.
There was a time that Kobe might not have even been as good as Pierce. Pierce was like every bit as good.
In the early 2000s.
Better.
In the early 2000s, it's accurate.
And even though I didn't like Vince, it was a time where Vince was probably better than him too.
And I used to frequent basketball forums all the time and get into really heavy basketball debates. You could argue that
3 players.
You could argue that.
Hold on. Name 3 players: Paul Pierce, Allen Iverson, Vince Carter.
You could transfer any of them,
and they win 3 in a row.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Because Shaquille was just so dominant.
Add any of the top 3 to 5 wings
with Shaq at that time.
The Lakers, and they win those 3 rings. Just the way it is.
Because of Shaq.
Shaq was just phenomenal. I'm not trying to take away from Kobe, and by the end of that, Kobe had become a really good player. And was passing those other guys with his talent and all that, blah, blah, blah.
Name a peer that Shaq had during 2000 and 2002. Who was his peer?
He didn't. The closest was Garnett.
Morning was too old.
It was Garnett and Duncan.
Admiral was too old.
It was Garnett and Duncan were the closest.
Hakeem was too old. See, again, I consider
Have to play the same position? Don't give me that.
I consider Hakeem. Not Hakeem. I consider KG and Duncan more 4s than 5s.
I agree with you, but what I'm saying is just because they're 4s and 5s doesn't mean they can't be rivals.
I'm talking about center on center. Like Alonzo Mourning was a
center on center crime.
Look, like
I mean, come on, ask Shaq. Last center left. How's there going to be another center if there's no other centers?
Like David Robinson was a center. Alonzo Mourning was a center. Like that's what
Duncan was kind of a center, dude.
I consider him a power forward.
I think if he got drafted to a team that didn't have Robinson, like say he actually wins,
he would have played a 5.
He was a center for most of his career, if not all of it.
Well, they had Antoine on the team, and like if he had gone to the Celtics, for example,
would have been a 5.
Antoine would have been a 4. Right.
Well, Antoine was the 4, so Antoine was a bum too. In some ways, I loved Antoine. He should have been so much better.
Oh man,
you say Rondo pissed his career away. Antoine pissed his career away.
Was Antoine talented?
Yeah. And I don't just mean the money.
Antoine was more talented than Pierce. Pierce just worked on this game and wanted it more. That was the difference.
Probably.
And Pierce will probably tell you that. Pierce will probably tell you Antoine had more skills.
He might.
I've never seen a 6'9" player dribble like him.
Yeah.
Even Magic.
I said it like I've never seen a 6'9" player dribble. No, I've seen them dribble, but like him, like you said. NFL MVP. I know you don't care about that kind of stuff. Kind of wide open. I mean, people keep acting like
I care, just not as much as you.
People keep acting like Ezekiel Elliott's just like a shoo-in to win it. He's a running back. He's not having a phenomenal.
Can I interject for a second?
Yeah, sure.
Do I want Brady to win it? Sure, be great, awesome. I don't lose sleep over it like you do. That's the only difference.
I don't lose sleep over it. I just go to bed, dude.
Yeah,
the only thing I lose sleep over is my son waking me up.
You can't wake me up.
Yeah. Other than that, like, even if the Patriots lose the Super Bowl tomorrow.
Hey, Ma, I'm hungry.
Hey, Ma, done with my segment.
Hey, Ma, I pissed myself. Yeah. Change me.
Even if the Patriots had literally just lost the Super Bowl today, I'd just go to bed, dude. I'd be cool with it. I love sleep. I don't get a ton of it. I don't sleep a lot.
The only Super Bowl loss that I went right to sleep afterwards was the Green Bay one because I kind of knew they were going to
Oh, the 07 one I went to sleep and I was just pissed. And I left the TV on, Sports Center. I went to bed like an hour.
The two Giants ones, I couldn't go to sleep.
And I left Sports Center on. They just kept playing fucking repeats of the whole thing and it's Lupe Fiasco Superstar song over and over.
Three games in the Tom Brady era I couldn't sleep afterwards. Can you guess them? Two of them are obvious.
2 Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
And the Colts AFC Championship game in 06.
No, that was a great game.
And you slept over that?
It was tough, but I said,
Then the Ravens AFC Championship game?
In 12.
Yeah.
Couldn't sleep.
That was my second guess. Okay, fair enough.
Because you know why? They should have won that game.
They should have won the championship that year, I thought.
They would have beaten the Niners, too.
That's probably the most overlooked and talented Patriots team that we don't talk about.
That's the forgotten team.
I know they were 12-4, but they were ridiculous.
Well, they were 3-3 at one point, and then almost ran the table.
The team was ridiculous.
That team was better than the 11 team, especially after they added Talib.
I thought it was possibly better than every team.
Not the 14 team. That 14 team was a wagon.
This is the thing.
That 14 team was their best team since the 07 team. Okay. In my opinion.
2014, 12-4.
That was hold on. That's a 13-3 team. They sat everyone that last week. That's a 13. They could have won that game. That's a 13-3 team.
Regardless. Okay, they scored 468 points, led up 313.
The next year it was almost identical. I know.
What's that team look like to you? 12-4. How many points they score?
557.
How many led up?
How many did the 14 team let up?
313. So less than 20 difference.
Was better.
By a point a game. Don't give me that shit. Okay? Differential of 226.
And that's with Gronk missing.
This team actually rates out as their best team other than the 07 team if you're looking at advanced statistics.
That's what Gronk missing 6 weeks, and people forget that Hernandez
was injured that Arizona game series, year 2.
The second week 2 against Arizona.
Hernandez had an ankle injury that year. He missed a bit.
He was out killing people.
That was the time, and you had Welker, and you had Lloyd, and you had both of those guys, and you had Woodhead, and you had all these little weapons. That was the team I thought they should have just stomped on everyone into the Super Bowl.
Well, they would have. Gronk got hurt. They would have.
You remember they lost to Seattle, in Seattle.
The Mabro game.
Yep.
They were up 23
They should have won that game.
Up 23-10 in the fourth. That's when I flipped out about the defense. I was like, this defense.
It was just Russell Wilson played out of his mind at the end of the game. Made some really crazy big plays.
Well, McDaniel sat on the lead, too, in that game, if I recall.
The coach staff was idiots. Usually when they lose a game, a lot of it, at least half of it, usually has to do with the coaching staff.
Brady was fine that game.
And then they lost to San Francisco.
Well, no, I was going to say the Baltimore game. They got screwed that game. That was a replacement refs, and I can't remember what the call was, but they got screwed that game.
No, they got screwed twice that year. Once against Arizona.
They missed the field goal against Arizona. Oh, the holding on Gronk when was it Woodhead that ran it in?
Something happened. They got screwed, and then they missed a field goal, so they lost.
Mm-hmm.
And they shouldn't have missed that field goal.
It was a chip shot.
And then in Baltimore, they got screwed because the field goal went directly over the thing, and they called it one way, and I thought it was the other, but they either couldn't review it or change it. Thought he made it.
I thought he missed it.
No, they said he made it. Baltimore's kicker. Is that what happened?
No, they gave him the field goal. I thought he missed
I thought he missed it too. That's what I meant. I thought he missed it. I didn't think he made it. And then you lost to Seattle. And then you lost to San Francisco where you fumbled 16 times.
They should have gone 14-2.
That team could have, other than some really shitty luck they were talking about here, that team legitimately, they really shouldn't have lost the fucking game. They lost to two of the best teams in the league, Seattle and San Francisco. San Francisco because they played like dog shit and still came back and tied them, but lost. Seattle because they fucking sat on the lead and played terrible in the fourth quarter.
You could look up the schedule. They won a bunch of games 52 to 20 that year. They were in the 50s a few times. If you look that schedule up. I still don't think this team was as good as the 14 team, but we'll agree to disagree.
I think they might be better. Again.
We'll agree to disagree.
Missed the field goal. Should have beat Arizona. Bullshit field goal given to
They
Baltimore.
lost by a point.
So that's 2 games that you win.
Look at this.
Seattle game.
52-28. 31-21. That's Peyton's first year in Denver.
So you lost by how many points against Arizona?
2.
And you missed field goal at the end of the game. You lost
1
by
point.
By 1 point because Baltimore was given
1
a field
point.
goal.
So that's a combined 4 points. 3 losses.
Right. Okay. Then you win games 52-28. 45-7 against St. Louis.
59-24.
59-24 against Indy. 49-19 against the Jets.
The butt fumble game.
42-14 against
That was the
Houston.
Letterman jacket game.
Yeah. This team's nasty. Yeah. No.
28-0.
When they ended up.
Miami wanted to get on the bus like as soon as the game started.
Yeah, the Patriots didn't even care about that game either. Let me explain something to you. That team, ridiculous.
Look up the 14 team. Humor me.
Okay, go look them up. Just telling you, the 2012 team should have won the Super Bowl.
I
If they had
agree.
won the Super Bowl, you'd probably be telling me this is a better team. And don't give me Darrelle Revis, blah, 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 blah. No.
All right, look at
No.
Look at this team. First 4 weeks were, I know they 30-7 in Minnesota, but Cincinnati playoff team that year, 43-17. At Buffalo, always a tough place to play, 37-22. Jets always play them tough, 2-point game. Chicago at home, they stink, but you put 51 on the board. Denver, been in the Super Bowl the previous year, highest scoring offense in history league, 43-21, and it wasn't that close. We were at that game.
I know we were at that game.
All right. Indy, I mean they JV, but 42-20. Detroit, best defense in the league that year statistically, 34-9, and it could have been
Question for you.
worse.
You lost 4 games that year, correct?
Yeah.
Same as the other.
hmm
You lost 1 by 13. Right?
Are you gonna let me finish?
I don't need to let you finish at this point.
Green Bay, arguably best team in the NFC that year, just barely lost to them. 26-21 at Lambeau, one of the toughest places at that time to play.
Okay.
San Diego, one of the hottest teams in the league at that time. Again, this is all in context. We're talking
It was
about
a
at the
scrub
time.
team that year.
They were a playoff team until the last week.
Scrub team.
23-14. Miami, 41-17. At the Jets, always a tough game down there, the one by a point. But look at the quarterbacks they played during that stretch.
Okay, you're going to sit here and tell me the quarterbacks, and we're going to be like, then they played Jay Cutler.
Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck,
Peyton Manning
Matthew
who
Stafford,
sucked from that. Listen,
Aaron Rodgers, best QB in the
Everyone
league
talking about
that
that.
year. Phillip Rivers. Like
Stafford was shit that year.
uh,
Cutler, garbage. Okay, because everyone
Cutler.
was talking about Cutler. Peyton Manning sucked at that point. Luck never plays us well. I don't understand. It was like, oh, murderers row quarterbacks. No. A bunch of quarterbacks that year that we played, actually, even though they were good quarterbacks in name only, they were mediocre. Blah. When we played them. Okay? No.
I'd take the 14 team over the 12 team.
I wouldn't.
That's fine.
Okay, you got Gronk on each team, okay? Who's your second tight end on each team?
Tim Wright in 14 and Hernandez in 12.
Which one's better?
Aaron Hernandez.
Okay, Welker's better than Edelman. Sorry.
Probably.
Brandon Lloyd's better than anyone you had on the outside. Sorry. Running game's just as good.
Yeah, what about the other side of the ball?
The defense was really good. They're almost the same.
No.
Yes. This is the thing that gets lied to about everyone about the 2014 defense. Revis was so good. He shut down everyone. No, he didn't.
They didn't throw
I
it
told you
side
this.
of the field.
Yes, they did, and I told you this all the time. Even when he was on our team, he was already getting burnt by fucking fast receivers all the time. Mike Wallace dropped like 3 touchdowns that year because fucking Tannehill couldn't hit him wide open. Okay, and then when he did, he fucking dropped him.
I don't want.
He got burnt all the time by fast receivers.
I don't want to hear it.
That was in the beginning of the time when I was telling you guys his skills are declining, and you guys were like, "Oh, Revis fucking beast. He's so awesome. Oh, pro." I'm like, he's really good. Don't get me wrong. He's still really good. He's technically sound. He's phenomenal. But he's losing his step already. I told you guys that already.
I don't want to hear
I
it.
have the fucking emails to prove it.
14 team was better.
You don't understand that because of the ring.
What?
That's fine. If you want to say the proof is in the
No,
pudding,
you know what?
and you want to talk about results, that's fine.
No.
But you always just go,
No.
this team was better because they have a ring.
Listen, Lynch could have run it in and we could have lost that Super Bowl. I still would have thought they were better. They were a more complete team. They were better defensively.
I disagree.
Also, too, I know Aaron Rodgers. And again, if I had to vote that year, you and I talked about it, I would have voted for him. He was the MVP. I would have voted for him. From here to about here, Brady was the best quarterback in the league for that season.
Oh, by far.
Not by far, but he was better.
No, during that period by far.
There was like a 6-7 week period where he was better.
You know how it was Bird, right? That said that God came down and was Michael Jordan for that day?
He was God in basketball shoes.
Yes.
Is what he said.
Okay. Is that what he said? I don't remember his exact quote.
I think it was God.
I thought it was God came down.
It was the 63-point game in the 86 playoffs.
That stretch of play was Tom Brady. Tom Brady was God on the football field.
The only time he was ever better was the first half of 2007.
End of 2010.
Yeah, 2010.
The beginning of his first full games this year. Been a lot of fucking times. Tom Brady's been pretty fucking good. 2011, I was like, oh my god, this dude's never going to stop and just be the best quarterback ever.
I still think 2010.
Beginning of 2011, when he threw 500-something yards, and he threw for 400-something yards in a row.
I still think
first couple months of that.
I still think 2010 was his best season.
See, I'm not so sure.
I thought he was perfect.
He was great. And he had scrubbinos, rookie tight ends, and midgets, so I get it. That's the thing with Tom Brady.
Unanimous MVP in history.
He should have been unanimous in 07. Come on, let's be real here.
Yeah, Brett Favre got 1 vote.
It's fucking ridiculous. And Brady got a vote from Peyton in 2013, I believe.
He got 1 vote.
He stole a vote.
And you can yell at me if you want. Peyton should have been unanimous here.
Probably should have been, but I understand why. Unanimous. The thing was, Brady was playing with like a UPS driver.
I get it. Still should have been unanimous.
I understand that, but
if I had a vote, I would have voted for Manning.
I told everyone this at that point too, and this is not to bash Peyton Manning. His team was just stacked.
Demaryius Thomas, Julius Thomas, Eric Decker,
Wes Welker.
He had someone. Was Sanders on the team yet?
No,
he was
came
in
after
Pittsburgh.
Decker.
Yeah.
It was absurd. That's why he threw 55 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
That team
he threw 55 touchdowns, and again, we poke fun at Peyton a lot. He threw like probably 15 of his 55 from like the 1 yard line.
Yeah, Brady did that a lot too in 07.
But those were FU touchdowns after the whole Spygate thing.
Oh, so that was okay?
Yeah.
But the non-FU ones from the 1 yard line don't count?
Peyton doesn't have to throw FU touchdowns because everyone loves him. And if everyone doesn't love him, he just sends Rocco Lampone and Al Neri to the house, and it's just like.
He tries to give you free Papa John's pizza.
Yeah, that Al Jazeera thing went away quickly. Yeah, Al Jazeera. Remember that? What happened to them?
Didn't the guy that supposedly said that Peyton was juicing, like, he's dead now? Did Peyton join with the Clintons?
Yeah. Peyton's not as bad as the Clintons. Come on.
Really? You gonna go there?
I'd sit down and have a beer with Peyton.
And you love Trump.
I wouldn't sit. No, I don't.
Like, oh, Trump's awesome. Yeah, this guy's getting more and more pro-Trump. Trump. Deport everyone. Like Bobby be the ambassador of the world. Trump.
No, I'll admit he's grown on me, but still.
Trump.
I would have preferred. Christie.
You say the other day, you're like, oh, my brother's watching a Trump rally because we love Trump. I'm like, come on, really?
There's a bobblehead upstairs. By the way.
Oh, dude, I can't.
Make America Great Again. My mom bought it.
No.
My mom bought it.
Boo this whole family then. Trump.
We all voted for all 4 of us.
That's fine, and you can hate Hillary.
And by the way, my dog
loving Trump or buying Trump bobbleheads. Watching rallies.
My dog voted for Trump too. Do you know how? I put 2 post-its.
What, are you in Chicago?
No. I put 2 post-its, Hillary and Trump, like on post-its, and I just crumbled them up, mixed them up, and threw them on the floor. So whichever one, like Willie, like went to first is who we voted for. So we sniffed both of them. They just started like chewing like one of the post-its, and I was like, "Oh, I voted for Trump."
Yeah, you're ridiculous.
So all 5.
I'm sure your dog really knew. He was actually like, "I'm biting the one that sucks."
All 5, clean sweep.
Sweep.
Well, he would have bitten both of them then. They both sucked.
Oh, yeah, you're in love with Trump. You're like Trump.
I think he could. Hey, I think he could be all right. We'll see.
Realize 2014 team had Gray as their best running back for a bit.
Dude, Jonas Gray had some beast for a few weeks.
Yeah, that one game against Indy.
Then he overslept.
One game against Indy. And he looked like an absolute stud.
That was honestly, that was the 4th best Patriots team of my lifetime. The 14 team.
Well, I don't know. I can tell you the top
best team. Here's my top 5 Patriot teams.
I'll tell you my top 16 Patriots teams of all time. Ready?
16?
All the ones Brady played for.
No. No, the 96 team with Drew was better than the 09 team.
No.
And the 0-2 team.
No, not when you factor in Brady.
And the 0-2 team.
Just Tom Brady.
That 0-2 team was garbage.
Still Tom Brady.
It sucked.
Don't get
They're
Tom Brady.
defending champs, and they sucked.
Tom Brady.
Realistically, you're going to... Top 5 Patriot teams in my lifetime that I've seen. And I'm going to put them in order.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to disagree. I don't care.
I'm going to go 07.
Go, you do yours first.
07, 04, 2012, 2003, 2014.
I got the same teams, just different order. 04, 07, 03, 14, and 12.
See, I flip 04 and 07.
We had 03.
2012.
We had 03 in the same place, I think.
I had 03. No, I had 03 fourth.
That was the best. That was the best D they ever had.
They're a great D, but their offense wasn't that good.
It was good enough.
Right, but it wasn't.
Brady had Brady had like 26 touchdowns and 12 picks that year. Still pretty good.
And they didn't have a stud running back.
Antoine Smith was still an average.
They didn't have stud weapons on the outside or tight ends.
Yeah,
so
Deion Branch was becoming a star.
Pretty good. Pretty good. And then 2004, you have that same team. Defense is a little bit worse off. But roughly the same team. And then suddenly Corey Dillon. Huh. Remember when we got him in that trade, I was like, well, we just won the Super Bowl again. Like, it wasn't that hard to figure it out.
Their 04 team, we differ on this.
The only one I was wrong again about that we were going to win a championship again was 07 when we got Randy Moss. I was like, oh, we won the championship.
Oh, they should have won the Super Bowl.
I know they should have. Because I was right with KG and I was right with Dillon. It was pretty easy to see, oh, look, add this player to that team. Championship.
I don't know. I still think 04 was definitely the best team. We disagree.
I told you, Brady says the 07 team is the best team.
That's what makes it great.
Tom Brady.
I would love to, when Bill retires, they ask him 04 versus 07 what he says.
Brady says 07.
Bill might say 04. Honestly.
I don't care what Bill says.
Bill might say 04.
Bill can't coach anymore sometimes. Brady's carrying Bill, all right? Let's be real here.
Not
At this point.
You got anything else?
I think I'm about done.
All right. So thanks for tuning in. Might be trying something different next week. Still have to hammer it out. We might be doing it from a studio. So we'll see how that
Rich
goes.
Gotham, you will not have to come to Scotty's mom's basement.
Yeah, you can come to Woburn instead. But in the meantime, do check us out.
That was the best part. We're at the Rich Gotham thing. We're leaving. Scott gives Rich Gotham his business card, which I'm the dope that forgot my business cards. But regardless, Scotty gives him his business card and goes, "Yeah, I'd run a podcast." He's like, "Oh, what do you guys do? What studio, whatever?" And Scotty's like, "I do it out of my mom's basement."
I did not say.
He's like, "Rich, do you want my mom to make you food? Just throw some gravy on it."
He probably thought I was being facetious. Which is the ironic thing. It's literally in my basement. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. Check us out on www.gamesadventures.com. We are writing again. Check out the Revis piece I posted earlier this week. Also, Chris and Cash podcast on youtube.com. This episode, as far as past episodes, he's Chris, I'm Cash, and we will talk to you one way or another next week.
See ya.